I'm going to wait for just a minute as I kind of get situated back over here. I am live. I can't see the screen all that wonderfully, so let me situate down my camera. Hope you guys are all doing great. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. This looks like this is not how it normally should be. Let me see why this is not rotated. It's okay. What I'm doing you can do either way, so it doesn't matter. All right, so I am here today with some pure Mistable paper by Tattered Angel, and I'm going to make a flower, but I thought I would just kind of show you what the paper is and what it's created for. It looks like just white cardstock, and you're not going to really be able to get the full grasp of it. Hello, Deborah. Until I am kind of playing with it and if you get your hands on it. But I'm gonna try to give you the lowdown. What this is created for is for like your Glimmer misting or any kind of wet medium. It works great. It's absorbent. And when I first ordered the paper, I thought that it was just the texture that's different, but it's not. It's also the how sturdy it is. Some of it is thinner, some of it's thicker, so it's also texture. So let me go through and show you kind of what the ones I have are. I think I have all of them. I could be mistaken. But this is tweed white, and basically this has a nice tweed, it's textured with a tweed. It's hard to see, I think, online. And it's a pretty thick consistency of a cardstock. I would say about an 80-pound is what it feels like in my hand. The next one is crushed velvet. This one is beautiful. When you mist it, it looks like velvet. So this is crushed velvet. Satin. Oh my gosh, you guys, the sheen on this is amazing, and that sheen does shine through when you mist on it. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Again, a nice thick consistency with crushed velvet as well. This is crepe, and I really like this. It's thin, but crepe can hold up. So if you have something that you want delicate, these flowers that I'm going to make with you today, they would be beautiful with this crepe paper, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. It's semi-sheer, so you can see through it as you see as I kind of move it around. I'll put this little quote under it, and you'll be able to kind of see I love you. So that's kind of nice. It's a little bit thinner and more durable, I would say. It's more flimsy. This is corduroy. Now this one is very interesting. It does look like corduroy, but it almost has a feel like, what are they called? Now I'm having a brain fart. Oh my goodness, excuse my term there. Oh, I'm forgetting. It's when it's kind of sheer, it's not transparent. It's been around forever. It'll come to me. But anyway, it is more of a slicker surface than the other ones. There's not much texture on it. I haven't misted on this, so this will be fun to play with. And then the one that I'm going to be using today is Seersucker. This has a beautiful texture on it, and gauze. Maybe gauze. I'm responding to the comments that I see. You guys might not see them on playback, but I do have some comments coming in. So if I catch them, I want to respond. And if you hear me say something on playback and you're like, what is she talking about? It's because somebody made a comment. This is a really great one. It's thin. I wanted something that was thin that I could crumple easy. And I also wanted something that was sturdy. All right, vellum. Okay, you guys, corduroy reminds me of a thick vellum. That is the word I was looking for. Let me show it to you again. It reminds me of vellum because you can kind of see through it, but the texture of it is just, it's a lot like vellum. So that's that. All right, so from here, I am going to make with you a flower out of some hearts. When I've made these in the past, and when I have done that, I have always used my scan and cut. But for this process, I did not. I actually hand cut my hearts. So this is for a card base, and normally I would get the hearts pretty big for petals, but since it's going to be for a card base, I only went up to 2 inches. So my largest heart that I hand cut out was 2 inches. And to make sure that I got the heart the correct size, I went ahead and just cut 2-inch squares. I cut 5 of them, 2-inch squares, and I cut my hearts from that. So this one is 2 inches, and then I have one smaller that's 1.5 inches, and then the small one, which is 1 inches. If you wanted to make your heart bigger, all you would do is you would just keep increasing by 1/2 inch until you reach the dimension that you wanted. Now this is still going to make a pretty big flower. I shouldn't say heart, flower. And I decided to freehand it for several reasons. First of all, I don't have my scan and cut plugged in because I'm in the midst of having to redo my craft room because of construction, and also flowers are never perfect. So I thought it would be really cool to have like a nothing in nature is perfect, right? So I didn't want my flowers to be perfect. So you will need to start with your smallest size. I'll show you what that is this small 1 inch, excuse me. You'll need your starts, your smallest size, you need 3 of those. So you're always going to start with 3. And then from there, you're going to increase each size by adding 1 more heart. So I have 3 of these, 4 of these are 1.5 inches. And then finally my large one is going to be 2 inches, and I have 5 of those. So if I wanted to go bigger, I would do 2.5 inches, and I would do 6 of those. If I wanted to go even bigger, I would go 3 inches, and then I would have 7 of those. That's how you kind of start these off. Now, let me backtrack. I've already cut them and got them pretty much ready. I'm going to be using, on the edges, because I want my edges done, a scribble stick by Dina Wakley Media. And I just want the edges to be slightly colored, and it adds a little bit of depth and interest. You can go ahead and ink the edges if you want. You could use distressed crayons. You could use gelatos. You don't have to use this. Do you know what? Stampin' Up! Actually came out with the first scribble stick. I found them in my stash. I'm not even kidding. They're like 20 years old, and they came out, I'm pretty sure they were the first ones, and so that's kind of funny. Anyway, they apply just like this. They call them crayons, but it really is a stick of pigment, which is what the media sticks are by Dina Wakley. I just want it to be able to move but still keep its structure. Now, what I'm going to do from here is I'm actually going to take my groups and I'm going to put a little hole in them before I mist them. So I'm just going to line them all up, make sure I have them all, and then I'm going to put a hole in them, and from there I will mist them and start to assemble the flower. This is really easy. The most time consuming is if you hand cut your flowers like I did. That's it. But even that wasn't so bad. I'm just using a crocodile. If you have just a regular hole punch, that's totally going to work. And if I'm missing your comments, I'm so sorry. I cannot see my screen and craft all the time. I am looking up occasionally. I'm not trying to be rude, so I am so sorry if I'm missing the comments. And I'm just going to go with my smallest hole, and I line them all up. And I want to make sure that I get the hole kind of towards the bottom, but I want to make sure that it doesn't, you know, I get the full hole and it doesn't tear, because I am going to need that to put it on a brad. So I have those 3 done, and then I have 4 of these because this is my next size. So that's 1 inch. This is 1.5 inches. So I'm just going to get these holes in, and like I said, any kind of hole punch that you have is going to work. I like this one because it gives me a smaller hole. And then from here, I'm going to do this one. Now this does get messy with the technique that I'm using. All right, so those are set. I'm going to set aside the first 3. and I'm going to start to mist. I am misting, actually, excuse me, I need to start with the larger. I am misting each of these petals differently. I am going to be using Valentine Pink Glimmer Mist, Be Mine Glimmer Mist. You guys see a pattern here? And then Party Pink Glimmer Mist. And I think last year I was able to get all of this in a set through Canvas Core Brands, their Tattered Angel, and you could get, I think it was 4 in a set, and it was a little bit of a discounted price. So if you like all of this, that's the way I would go to order it. I wouldn't order them one by one if you're in love with all these colors. So since I am glimmer misting each of these sets differently with different colors, I need to start with the lightest color first. And I am totally, there it is, which is going to be my Valentine Pink, because the center of the flower, usually I think, well, I want my center of my flower to be darker than the rest. So it's going to gradually get lighter, or so I hope. Now, I have mixing balls in my bottle to help with the clogging. And ever since I think they switched the formula out about 2 years ago, because I have not had an issue with these clogging like they used to back in the day. And I'm just going to mist over all of this. And as you can tell, it's a beautiful light pink. And I did a very good covering on this. And I'm going to set these aside. And the reason why I'm going from lighter to darker is because I don't want to contaminate my lighter color with my next darker color. All right, it's okay if I contaminate a little bit of my next color with the lighter, but I don't want to contaminate the ones I just did. Okay, so from here, I'm using the Be Mine. That was the Valentine Pink. This is the Be Mine. And I'm just doing the same thing again. Just going to go ahead and mist it. I did do a heavier mist on the first batch because that color is so light. And then from here, I am going to set these aside. I do have to get my hands dirty in a minute, but for now, we won't. All right. And then, of course, we have our little ones over here. And for this is going to be the center of my flower. I'm going to be doing Party Pink. And I'm going to just give that a nice tap on the side. A lot of people store their Glimmer Mist on the side because it's supposed to help not clog the little tubing in here, the mica. However, with these newer bottles, I don't do that, and I haven't had a problem. And that's about all I want to do with that one. So now I have my colors done. I'm going to clean off this area, and then I'm going to show you how to assemble your flower. You guys, this is so easy. Anybody can do it. I have made these flowers with different types of paper. I first started making them with just straight up pattern paper that had 2 different colors, 2 different designs on each side, and it was fantastic. When I did that, I distressed the edges of each heart though, which made it so much fun. All right, before I do that though, I want to make my leaves. So for the leaves, all I did was I just hand cut out 2 leaves. I just actually folded a paper in half, the same paper that I used to create the petals with the hearts. I folded it in half and I cut it out. I cut a slit down at the bottom center, and then I just did the edges with the media sticks, the scribble sticks in lime, and I did a coloring of golden lime. I misted it with golden lime. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to start to put my leaves together. How to create leaves with dimension is just to have that little slit, and you are just going to put a dab of glue on the bottom and then fold it over like so. And what that does is it allows your leaf to pop up like a normal leaf does. And if you don't want to stand here and hold it, what I do is I just take it and then I just take a pin, a straight pin, and I push it right on through, trying to avoid my finger because I'm clumsy and I think I'm gonna get my finger. And actually that's holding really nicely because it's paper. But if you want to do this with burlap or canvas or denim or any kind of fabric or another substrate, all you have to do is just put a good adhesive down, do what I'm doing, and then just stick, you know, your pin through like this so you don't have to hold it and you can set it aside to dry as you move on. All right. So from there, now I have some cute little petals that are ready to go on my flower. So I'm going to take a brad from here. I'm going to lay my brad out like so. And I'm going to start to assemble my flower. I'm going to start with the smallest first. I'm going to place it down. And I'm just going to I want the hearts to show, so I want you to be able to see. I don't want to put all the hearts on top of each other, so I want them to be dispersed like so. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, the beauty of this is nothing in nature is perfect, right? So don't worry if it's not perfectly symmetrical. Nothing in nature is symmetrical, and honestly, if it is symmetrical, it doesn't look real. It looks totally fake. And it doesn't look as good. So don't be worried if you cannot get these perfectly placed. You just want them on the brad, and I'm working from my smallest out, and I'm flipping over my hearts so that the color is on the other side, and I'm just flipping over because this is the back side of my flower. Okay? Oop. And see what happened there? I didn't quite get the hole right because I lined them all up. I was trying to save time. But that's okay. I can just go back in and put another hole down and put it on. It's the back of the flower. Nobody's going to know. All right, so this is my last one. I'm going to go ahead and just take that brad at this point and attach it all. Now, we're not done yet. We haven't even gotten to the pretty part yet. We're going to go ahead, and this is where it gets scary, and this is where my fingers are going to get dirty. I am going to take, and I am going to just crumple up each of these petals, these hearts that I made. I am going to crumple them up around the center of this flower like so. I know that that looks scary, but don't worry, it's not. This is why your paper selection is super important. You don't want something that is so thin and flimsy that it'll fall apart on you, but on the same token, you also, you know, if I like it if it tears, you know, that looks more real, but you don't want it so thick that this is hard to crumple. All right. So, and it helps if you just work like that was the next petal that was laid, I can tell. And we're going to make it bloom. That is what we're doing with this, is we are going to make this bloom. And the more crumpled you can get it, oh my gosh, so much better. And when I'm done, you're going to notice that I actually go through and really crumple it up. I really make it look like a piece of trash before I get it pretty. All right? So there we go. So now our flower needs to bloom. So we're going to carefully pull back our hearts to reveal a flower. And as you get to the center, you can decide how much of that you want to show. You may want to keep it relatively closed on the center. You may want to open it up more. It's all up to you. It's your call. So I have all the outside, and even right now, that's kind of pretty, huh? But I'm not done yet. but take a look. So do you see how it's coming to life? So we're just going to pull this all apart, making sure to reveal that center. And there we go. So now look how pretty that heart is. I mean, that flower is. If you wanted to go ahead again and make this bigger, all you have to do is you just have to continue on with your hearts by making, you know, a half size bigger and go up by 1. So we started off with the inch. We did 3. Always start with 3. That is your base. 1.5 inches, 4 of them. 2 inches, 5 of them. If I wanted to go bigger, like I said, it would be 2.5 inches, 6 of them. 3 inches, 7 of them. And usually I go to 3 inches. But for this particular project, I wanted this. So from here, you guys all see that? We can go ahead and pop our little leaves on the back. And we can just take this. Those should be dry by now, and they're even right perfect. And just any kind of liquid adhesive. I don't even care really about the quality of it at this, like if it's extra goopy, if it, you know, sometimes things are super thick, whatever. Paper is pretty easy. I'm not really worried if it's archival safe or not. I'm not going to have any pictures on this. It's just for a card. And then, you know, you just attach your flower, your little leaves, and you're good to go. It's a cute little flower. Hi! All right, so again, this was all Mistable paper. This is all Tattered Angel. I don't have it in the description right now because I'm live. The links to that, but I can go ahead and provide those, or you can just Google search it. Hi, Amy. You can just Google search it and find the products. It's pretty easy. And if you enjoyed this video, please share it. Also, make sure you go over to Facebook and you like Canvas Core Brands. Canvas Core Brands is the mother of Tattered Angels as well as 7 Gypsies. So they have really great stuff over there, and whenever they have a new product, they post it. Also, the blog is really good, so go check that out. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I hope you do. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave me any comments down below if you have any questions. This is actually for a project for Canvas Core Brands that will be debuted in February. I wish I could show you the rest because it's going to be cool, but I can tell you this. If you guys ever cut out shapes like I did with these hearts and you need a heart stencil, what you can do is you can take that paper, use washi tape, and make a stencil. This is what I did, and this is going to be featured on the project. So all I did was I just took all of the hearts and puzzled them together and then just put washi tape over. And like spots like this where it goes up, washi tape, you can just fold it over and it totally holds. It's fine. Right here, same thing. See how the washi's right there? Fold it on over. It's fine. So this is a really great use of everything. Even your trash can be awesome. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, Bets Golden. I'm also on Instagram. I have a website, Bets Golden. I have a lot going on over there. I just updated it, moved over to a new engine that I love, so I hope you join me over there. And follow my page, Scrappy Cafe, because I do lots of live stuff as that as well. I wish it could be Bets Golden, but Facebook wouldn't let me change the name. So I am Bets Golden over there. I mean Scrappy Cafe. I'm Bets Golden everywhere. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye. Thank you. You have a good day too.